I'm not like mentally prepared to record right now. Like I've been in Japan for so long. I've so been out of working, but I'm back. Let's do it. What is up, my beautiful weebs? Welcome back to another strange and weird video by your boy, CDawgVA. That's me. Why am I moving my hand so much? Like, get used to it, okay? So a while back, you might remember that I made a video about the 7 different types of fangirls. So I figured it's about time I do the same with fanboys because, you know, there aren't many of you out there for my channel, but there's enough for you, so we're making this damn video. I'm so fortunate that I've been blessed with multiple different types of fanboys. Now, maybe not all of these are fanboys, but we're just gonna use that word for convenience here, so bear with me. So the first type of fanboy, I'm gonna dub the fangirl because, well, they act like one. So whenever I go to a convention, I always do meetups, or at least always try to, and most of the time, people who turn up will be girls. I'd say like 80%, 90% girls. That's to be expected with my audience. But you get some guys. So, you know, you'll see your like average fangirl, you know, they're freaking out like, oh my god, oh my god, I gotta sacrifice a goat for him. That's pretty standard stuff, right? People sacrifice goats to me all the time. But then you'll see like one dude in between them all who's like, and it's great because, you know, they think I don't see that. And then they'll come up to me and they'll be like, I would like a picture with you. But like, I just saw them freaking out like 2 seconds ago. So, I mean, that doesn't count. It's weirdly like wholesome seeing people who are like not too much younger than me like freak out about meeting me. It's like, oh please, let me protect, let me give you a hug. I'm gonna call this one the Tsundere times 1 million. One of my favorite interactions I've ever had has been this one that I'm about to tell you. So picture it, we're at the usual meetup kind of sphere, you know? And one guy comes up to me, right? And he's like, yeah, I want to get a picture for my sister. She's a big fan and stuff, so yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that's pretty normal. That happens, you know, a few times, you know. And so, you know, I'm taking the photo with him, like, yo, what up? I'm cool. I'm not cool. You know, then after I take a picture, I'm like, lovely to meet you, man. Really nice. Then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, can I get like a recording for my sister of like Sebastian saying that you're really cool? And I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, so just say, you're really cool and I'm simply one hell of a butler or something along those lines. It was very vague and it didn't name anyone, but it was to the person who was like watching it. So anyone it could have applied to. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. That's pretty normal. So I did it and then they went on their way. And I shit you not, right? The next person to come up, guess who it was? Guess who it was? It was his sister! This boy just straight up lied to me! So the first thing that this girl says when she comes up to me is, you will never believe it, and my jaw was on the ground. She says, oh, I'm sorry if my brother was weird then. What? And I was just like, this sly motherfucker. He was a fan and he was too embarrassed to admit it to me. So he wanted me to record all this shit for him. And he's still embarrassed to admit that he was a fan. God damn it. You sly motherfucker, you know who you are. So this type of fanboy is a little more often than I would like it to be. But hey, that's the world. You take it as it comes. They'll like DM you or they'll message you and they'll be like, yeah, so, I mean, it must be hard having fangirls, right? I get it. We're friends. Like, we get it. We're the same. Totally. A lot of them will just assume that I would be their friend because they are the one guy and a bunch of girls, you know? And it's kind of annoying. It's one of those things where I could care less what is in your pants. I only care whether we can have a conversation and you're pleasant to talk to, you know? Like that. Fucking miss me with that shit, right? Is this harsh of me to say these things? I'm just being honest. I don't know if that's harsh though. The next one, which is very similar to the last one, I will admit, but I feel like it's different enough that it can be on its own, are the ones who will try everything to befriend you. I'm just gonna call these ones the ass kissers, because I mean, that's what they do. This happens exclusively online as well. They'll just be like, hey, what up, CDawg? I love them vids. If you want to play some games sometime, which you definitely do, because I'm a cool fucking guy. Here's my battle ID, Roblox account, Minecraft account, RuneScape account, Steam account, League of Legends account, and of course, my Dance Dance Revolution account. Add them all. I will be playing with you very soon. I will also file your tax returns, kiss your butthole, and tell you what you had for breakfast. It was syrup cornflakes, by the way. Good choice. And I just look at the screen like, thank you, Sebastian Lover 69. Yeah, sure, maybe sometime. Then they'll message you every day like, hey, CDawg, just checking in. You didn't add my Osu account, just kind of wondering, what the fuck? And then if you don't reply within 2 days, they'll delete you and block you. It's pretty normal stuff. They're like, fuck you, man, you think you're better than me? It's like, no, I just don't have time to check my messages all the time. And even then, like, I don't have enough time to play games with you. I barely have enough time to play games with me, you know? Like, I need me time, and I don't even get that, so like, you know? I think one noticeable difference I've had from YouTube between guy viewers and girl viewers especially is that most of the time, girls viewers are often happy and are willing to accept the fact that they are just a fan and that they probably won't befriend you. Whereas it happens more often with guys, that guys normally feel that, you know, if they like your videos and they get on with your humor, that they could and should be friends with you. And sometimes, you know, it's hard to tell them that, like, I'm just, like, not interested because I have a life and I don't have time for every person who comes along and wants to, you know, befriend me. It's very flattering, don't get me wrong, but, you know, more often than not, it is guys who feel that they, like, almost deserve to be, you know, you'll have your time and be your friend, and then they get annoyed when you say no. And that's why, more often than not, I just ignore those messages. And I think that's why the majority of the time you'll see that most YouTubers won't reply to stuff like that, because they just don't want to have the conversation of having to explain why, because it can be very draining to have to do it multiple times, you know, in a single day. On a serious side note, I hate talking about stuff like that because I really don't want people to get the feeling that they think that I think I'm better than them. And it's not that at all. It's purely a time thing and I don't have time, so yeah. On a more lighthearted note, I'm gonna call the next one The Disciple. Every now and then you'll get people who just message you and only have questions about how to improve about voice acting or YouTube, and they want to know everything. They want to know the amount of frosted flakes in your damn bowl that morning to see if they can replicate the same goddamn success. So they'll be like, I noticed that your Sebastian performance was 12% better in this video. Is there anything that you did, and might I be able to replicate it for you, sensei? Obviously I'm joking, it's not that extreme, but they're like, man, they're like, yeah, love your videos. By the way, flips notebook out. How do I do these things? And they show me like 20 million questions, and I'm like, you gotta buy me a coffee and we'll do it. But, you know, of course I like an ego boost, so I love meeting these kind of people, because a lot of the time they ask me how I do my thing, or you know, how I do my work, and that's like, well, I'm glad you asked. Let me get my 20-page sonnet book to tell you the story of how I did the Sebastian voice. It was a cold summer day. But if you are interested in anything that I do and you have any technical questions, please don't be afraid to ask me. I love answering those. Also, shout out to all those people who message me a lot asking for advice. I'm honored that you feel that I am worthy of giving advice. It means a lot. And finally, we have the standard fanboy, which is what you will get 90% of the time, which is, hi CDawg, nice to meet you. I like your stuff. Can we take a picture? Cool, thanks. Love your vids, keep it up. It'll be like that standard. Most guys do that. It's you know, it's nice. So there you have it. Those are my 7 types of fanboys. Although some of them were very similar, and a lot of these were restricted to online, that's fine. That's fine. And someone messaging my Facebook page saying, can you tell me more about yourself? I haven't told them anything about myself. What do you mean more? Anyway, I hope you beautiful weebs have an amazing day. I will see you beautiful weebs next time on the next strange video. Also, sorry for the new outro. It be like that. Also, if you do love what I do here and you want to help support the channel, please do consider sharing the videos, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff so you actually get notified. Like the video, comment. I know there's a lot of things to do and it's annoying having to remind you, but you know, I have to do that. Also, if you do have a bit of spare change and love what I do and want to support